Hey, what time is it?
It's 5:22.
No, it's the witching hour.
Oh. I hate you.
All right, welcome to the Witching Hour, a cool, hip, new podcast where Kass and I basically witch for an hour or so. Whatever's going on in our lives, directly, indirectly, whatever. Right? Isn't that what people expect women to do? You know, just
Right. Witch.
Yeah, all
Forever.
the time. Mm-hmm. Unless it's when we dominate media or we're the main faces of media, but I don't know what they want from us, so it's a good thing that we don't care and we do what we want. So anyway, since we're new at this, it is very likely you know little to nothing about us too, but I literally hate small talk and weird icebreaker things, so we're not going to do that, but instead we come up with different, interesting ways to kind of give you a little gist of what we're about, I hope.
Fair enough, I guess. I mean,
All right, so introducing who we are. That's what we're about today. So before we go on to telling stories about our lives and stuff, I want you to name at least 5 things you did in the past 48 hours that will really tell me who you are as a person. Go.
oh, wow. So I bought my cat a cat tree, and I stood and watched a bearded dragon literally shed its skin for like 5 minutes at PetSmart because that's probably one of my favorite stores. I complained about tofu and how much I wanted it, but then I hated it, and how I'm hungry all the time, and that I never eat enough, and I've still not gone to the store. Procrastination 101.
That's good. That was really fast. I was the one who planned this out. I don't know if I can name 5 things. Let's see. 48 hours. Spent the entire day playing Sims and binge watching TV shows instead of getting work done. I cried about how I wasn't eating that well and then proceeded to eat pizza for dinner and then didn't work out. And cried about how much I wanted fried foods. Also complained about how I really miss fried foodie things and how I'm craving non-vegan things because of my limited source of a, kitchen. But then also complained about how I wasn't eating well. What else? Oh, yeah. Yesterday, I said that we would only watch 1 episode of something before I studied and then continue to finish the entire season, and then I didn't study. And I went back to my room twice today because I forgot things.
But that's normal.
Exactly. That's who I am. Well, I mean, listen, if I didn't live here, I'd be screwed.
Yeah, if we were to switch places,
I
I'd be
wouldn't.
driving back and forth all day.
And I couldn't, but I'm forgetful. I could actually say a lot of things I do on the daily that would say who I am as a person.
Wait, hold on. Back to that fried foods. Oreos are vegan. Can we still have fried Oreos?
Yeah, you just gotta figure out a way to make a batter.
Right.
A pancake batter. It's a pancake batter, no?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, man.
I've never had fried Oreos.
Me neither. I just think they're really pretty.
I don't think they're that great. It's literally like a soft Oreo in a batter. I literally think that's it. Fried
that
anything.
Texture weirds me out just thinking about it. Gooey Oreos.
That's true. I kind of like when Oreos are soft or cookies are soft like that. I don't know. I'm making fried mashed potatoes later though. So, again, complaining about my health.
But then eating fried mashed potatoes.
Oh, God, I love potatoes.
It's still a vegetable even if it's fried.
Word. Anyway, we'll probably get back to those kind of things. But I thought it'd be cool for us to kind of go back and forth on stories that either shape who we are today, taught us some kind of lesson that we still follow today, or just give us some kind of insight into our personality as to why that story happened in the first place. So we're just gonna go back and forth for all these. We'll reflect on it later, but let's just get these stories rolling. You want to start?
Okay, so I was probably 12, 13 years old. I was in middle school, and I did this thing called Sea Cadets, and it's like ROTC, but for the Navy, and we had a field day. And I was walking around, and of course, I'm not paying attention where I'm going. I'm eating something and probably goofing around and dancing. My friend's on the swings and she kicks me in the head. Like, she literally hit me and I, like, wobbled and I fell backwards, spilled my drink, my food, everything. I'm pretty sure I was concussed, but I was little, so I didn't really pay attention to that. And then a few weeks ago, I had this crazy headache. So I go and get a CAT scan and boom, fracture from little Miss Serena. Yeah, Serena, you gave me a fracture. Thank you.
Call her out, drag her. In first grade, I got punched in the face.
Wait.
I went to school in the Bronx for 1 year when I was 6, and my mom was working there at the time, and at that time I just followed her from where she was working. I don't know, I guess my memory could be wrong because this is like, my perception of me at the time, and, I'm traumatized by it, but apparently I was standing alone in the playground area. Recess in a city doesn't always include jungle gyms and stuff, so it was just concrete and walls. So I was sitting against a brick wall or something, and all of a sudden, my friend David comes up to me and punches me in the face. And I distinctly remember my head kind of going a little back and, like, bumping the back. So I started crying because I cried all the time, and I still do. And then someone comes up to me, one of my friends, and she's like, "Did David punch you in the face too?"
Too? Wait, there's a track record for this?
And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like,
"Oh, no.
Yeah, he punched me." I was like, "What? Why?" She's like, "'Cause he's mad." And then David wanted to say hi to me during reading time the next day. He looked at me, he waved, "Hi." Yeah. Since then, I don't let anybody walk all over me, and I've been very over aggressive because I was way too nice, and also no one lays a hand on me, and I developed this whole tough girl exterior because of that. So, tough girl persona exterior, obviously, like, not this, but my persona. It's very tough because I'm not letting David punch me in the face again.
That's
all you
right.
Davids out there.
David.
Hypothetical Davids.
Preach. So, let's see. Okay. There's this one time I was talking to this guy. I was in high school, and schools in Florida are outside. So, like, everything's outside. You don't have those, like, indoor halls. I mean, we don't really get snow. So, I was walking in the courtyard, and I was walking with this kid. I think his name was Dante or something like that. So we're, like, walking, talking, and I completely face planted a pole. But it wasn't just, like, a regular pole. It was those, like, it was like a beam. Like, it was this metal beam, and you heard it go, ding! And ever since then, I can't walk and talk at the same time, like, look at you. Like, I'm perfectly forward, and I will not. Like, I just can't do it. I'm terrified.
That's true, actually.
And it hurt. Like,
That's so funny.
It was embarrassing. I liked this kid, and
Dante.
Coin dropped off this pole.
When I used to live in Brooklyn, it was just me, my parents, and my brother, who's 2 years younger than me. This was like the Wonder Ball phase, 90s, only 90s kids. And it was, chocolate on the outside and, like, a surprise in the middle. And, like, these used to be, like, candies. And so the candies were the best part. So I remember I had a Toy Story Wonder Ball, and I was eating it. And my brother, he goes, "Can I have some?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I start eating all the inside really fast and running around in a circle. And he's chasing me in a circle. Keep in mind, this is a small Brooklyn apartment. There's not that much room to go around. So we're literally in a small circle, and he's chasing me. And I shove all the candies in my mouth. And I stop when I'm done, and I say, "Here." And I give him a piece of the chocolate, the part that nobody wants. My mom's like, "You know he didn't want that piece. He wanted the candy. Go to your room." And I had to sit down on my little steps of my dorm bed, sitting there. And my brother comes in after, like, 20 minutes, and he's like, "You missed a new episode of Dora. Swiper stole the train tracks."
That's rude.
Obviously, I remember. It was that traumatizing me that I remember that I missed this episode where Swiper stole the train tracks. But, yeah, I always share now. Like, I'm really good about sharing my food all the time. But I guess it's because I don't want to miss another episode of Dora.
No, Dora's always looming. All right, so my mom, I get my my huge love for animals from my mom. And one day my mom decided to, get 2 parakeets out of nowhere. Parakeets. They chirp, they're annoying, they're tiny, and you lose them. Like, they're so easy to just bloop, gone. So I was probably like 9. I was in elementary school, whatever. She got these 2 parakeets. One was a boy, one was a girl. Lola and Bugs. I thought I was cute. So the very first day we have them, I have to clean their cage. And my mom's like, well, go do it. I thought I was this big, strong, oh yeah, it's just birds, whatever. So I go in and I'm an idiot. I let both of them fly out and they're flying around this room and I have curly hair. So they got stuck in my hair. And to this day, I am deathly afraid of birds. If I see a seagull, I duck. Like I said, I go to PetSmart. I'll go up to the little parakeets, and I'm not so afraid of them. So I'll be like, all right, whatever. And I put my little finger for them to perch by the glass, and they come flying, and I'm like, I'm just kidding. I swear, I'm sorry. And birds, man, it's the feathers. I don't know.
Wow,
Yep.
That's so nice. Knowing all these things now. I got a lot of 2nd grade stories, man. I was, after the whole David incident, I had become a little too mean in 2nd grade. And plus I was a new kid, so, so in 2nd grade, there was a kid who was mean to everybody, and he was scared of me.
Ooh.
Little me. I look exactly like this, but with long hair and less intimidating, but he was scared of me. I remember that he called me feisty, and every time I would go at him, I would kind of and he would flinch back.
Fake him out.
Fake him out, and he'd flinch back. He called me feisty. So learn that if you put on a harder exterior, you'll get by.
I mean, that's very true. That's very true. I used to go to Disney a lot when I was little, and I had this weird obsession with Mickey's feet. And I have this picture of me going up to meet him in what used to be Toontown and the carnival fair thing. And he's just sitting there, and he greets me and whatever, and I just come up, ignored, and sat on his foot. I was tiny. I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and I still remember doing it. And there's the picture of me just sitting on Mickey's foot, and he's just very confused. And I'm sorry, Mickey. I'm sorry I sat on your foot.
I'm sorry.
That's probably really annoying. Now that I think of it, I just swerved your hug, your high five, nothing. Whoop, sat down on your foot. I am so sorry, sir.
Anyway, 2nd grade, mean, hard exterior. I had made an illegal business in 2nd grade. I guess, I've always been eye on the money, right?
Oh, no.
I rounded up all the 2nd grade kids, and during recess, we would sell things like Play-Doh and I don't think we did. We might have did stuff like pencils or notebooks, but maybe cool ones. But I remember contraband. I remember selling Play-Doh and stuff, and I remember that we got caught one day. I just remember knowing. I saw a teacher walk out or someone, and I just knew. I was like, close down the operation. I packed everything, and I just walked away, and I think I let the other people
You just let them take the fall?
I know. 2nd grade me, all about learning. So I want to do that now. I'm a good person now. That was definitely
someone had to take the fall.
I know.
Somebody.
That was
had to
negative
go.
points in my handbook, but
listen, you've learned from it. That's
exactly
all that matters.
Word.
Let's see. Oh, wow. I was playing softball one time. This was high school, too. Wow. And some girl said something rude or, I don't know, point out she was bullying somebody else. And I beamed this ball at her. And I can't decide if I'm the hero or the bully myself.
No, you're the hero.
I, chucked.
That's what bullies get. I got my fair share of bullying stories. You wait.
Oh, same girl.
Well, to bounce off that, actually, back to 2nd grade. This is the last 2nd grade story. A little too mean. There was a kid named Joseph, and I really didn't like him. Nobody liked him. He was annoying, and he was mean. He was kind of a bully, but then I became the bigger bully of the bully and created an I Hate Joseph club, and I made little posters and little handouts to people, and I had quite a big following, and I feel really bad thinking about it because I am sorry if that really hurt you, and I'm sorry that if you had problems at home or something that you were just taking it out on us, but you shouldn't have been bullying everybody and you shouldn't have been so annoying.
Sorry, Joseph.
Sorry, Joseph. I did get in trouble, though. I did get sent to the principal's office, but, like, I don't think they really expect me to do it, but listen, if you're bullying people, like, I wouldn't do that now. I would give them some other kind of way to stop bullying people, but I wouldn't create an I Hate Joseph club. So I also learned that I might have been a little too mean.
I mean, no comment. Sorry, Joseph. That's all I've got to say on that one. Somebody stole my dog. Yeah.
Monsters.
Yeah, I was in 8th grade, and I had just gotten this little beagle. His name was Romeo. He had pretty green eyes, and that's kind of rare in beagles. And somebody stole him. I had literally just gotten him, and somebody stole him. And I was traumatized, and I wouldn't go into the dog pounds. And then one day...
Right, you told me about this.
Yeah. My sister made me go in, and I found this dog named Max, and he was a Rottweiler mixed with a Bloodhound, and he kind of made me his person, and I hated him. Hated him to death. Like, I wanted nothing to do with him. I was very hurt. It's kind of rough losing a pet like that. Yeah. And, yeah. Anyway, fast forward to a couple weeks later after we actually took Max home, we became best friends. And then I realized that all animals are just, I don't know, I have a soft spot for all of them, regardless of how much I say I don't like them.
They know.
Do.
That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Max
they
knew.
know.
Max knew that you needed
for
a
sure.
friend.
Oh, that was so sad.
That is so sad. Oh, Max loved you. All right, fast forward to 5th grade. There was a kid named Brian. That's right, I'm calling you out, Brian. And he was a year younger than me, and like I said, my brother was 2 years young. Oh, is 2 years younger than me. So when he was in, I think, the 2nd grade, he was in the 2nd grade. Brian was in the 3rd grade, and I was in the 4th grade. Brian was like my brother's friend, but like he would take advantage of him, and like he would kind of like bully him into doing like certain things. Yeah, like you could just tell when they were like playing or whatever, because we were in the same bus, that he would just like be mean to him a little bit. So like while they were playing and stuff, and so like he knew I didn't like him because of that. So I would like call him out on it because I was protecting my little brother, and going into like 5th grade, our relationship had really like, blossomed into a very mean one. Like he very well knew I did not like him because he bullied my brother, and every time he did, I would like have my eyes on him. So one day we got off of our bus stop, because we had the same bus stop actually, and I don't know if we were like already fighting or something. I guess we were, or maybe I just gave him a dirty look, something like that. I don't know. Point is, we walked off the bus, and he was like, "You can't do anything to me now. We're not in school." What? And I don't know if I said this out loud or thought in my head. I was like, I did. I was like, "What do you mean? We're outside of school? That means I could do anything."
Right.
And he was like, "You won't. Hit me in the face. Hit me. You won't." And he said it only like once, and I went, boom, right across his face. And he was so mad, and he went home the whole way like, "You asshole, oh my God," and like literally walking all the way back like, "Ah!" And I was like, whoops. Yeah, I even told my mom about it, and my mom was like, good for you for sticking up for your brother, because you always stick up for the people you care for.
Right.
That's the point of the story. Also, point of the story is people are shitty rats, because he told on me and told the principal, even though we weren't even in school. You said I couldn't do anything because we were outside of school, and then you told on me, rat.
Sad.
And also, what I learned for that is not show them the satisfaction of winning, because I was soft. I cried because of confrontation, really. I didn't feel bad for it. But Mr. whatever your name was that was the president, I meant principal, you made me apologize, and he told me to hit him, and I even said that. He told me to hit him.
You asked for it. That means you're agreeing, consent.
Right, and you were bullying my brother, so he should have apologized for being a bully. I was just putting him in his place. So, yeah, and he got hit by a car later, so.
Oh.
He's alive.
Karma.
Yeah, he's alive. He also moved back to the school. I remember seeing you in the hallway, and I was like, I remember. You stay off my brother. I'm watching you. Not that he won't defend himself now.
He got Regina George.
Like, he got Regina George. Don't be a bully. You'll get Regina George.
End up in a back brace. Yeah. Another 8th grade story. So, this was more like a span of 6th to 8th grade. Me and my cousins, we would play double dutch, I guess. I don't know if you would play that. I guess we just kind of did it at the bus stop. and
You
people
brought
would
your
make fun
jump
of
ropes
it. Yeah, we had like these giant cable ties, and like it was like real. Like if you got hit by it, it like
hurt.
welts.
Right.
So like you had to get real good real fast.
Right.
And we were like so cool. We thought we were like, you know, the jump in crew, you know. Ooh. And we used to get bullied for it. But like we didn't care. And then eventually in high school I had somebody come up to me and be like, "You're the girl that used to like double dutch, right?" And I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "Oh, that was like really cool. Like, can you teach me? My little sister wants to learn, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, of course I can."
Do what you
and
want.
like that's the thing. Don't be afraid to stick out.
Right.
People remember you for it.
Took me a while.
Right.
Took me. I mean, like slowly, but took me a while to fully just do what I want.
No, same girl, same.
Here's a fun one. 6th or 7th grade was the first time I distinctly remember being sexually harassed. Isn't that great?
What? 6th grade?
Mm-hmm. I mean, besides, you know, the truckers that come by and honk at you as you're walking, but I think that started when I was like 12 or 13, so. But this one I distinctly remember. A kid a year older than me came up to me probably for some dare and said, "I'll put my plug in your outlet."
Ew. It just made me so uncomfortable.
Right. Because he didn't really know what that meant, but he knew it was something bad, and he knew it was something sexual. And his other guy friends told him to do it to some stranger that he didn't know in the cafeteria. So he did it. I told on his ass, fuck that.
That's so fucking gross.
Mm-hmm. He got in trouble, too. He got in big trouble for saying that. Good for you. Don't. I remember knowing that was so wrong. I didn't understand it, really. I totally understand it now, but I didn't understand it. I told my mom, and she was like, "You go to the principal," and I did. Because I don't play around. I don't care if you're out. "Oh, no, she's a snitch." No, I don't play that. I do not play that. Stay away from me.
Go ahead. Try to put your plug somewhere. I'm going to cut the cord. I wish I could snap. I can't snap.
And my hands have to be sweaty. That's kind of gross.
Ew. Oh.
But only my left hand.
Well, that's not weird. Oh no. Okay. So when I was little, I used to like to make this food out of Play-Doh. I feel like every kid did that, like mud pies and all that weird, disgusting things. I used to make my brother eat it. He's older than me. He's like 15 years older than me. So you would think that he'd know, you know? And I would just be like, "No, like eat it." And I would cry until he actually took a bite out of it. Yeah. And yeah, long story short, I can't force anybody to eat anything. It's not
so
okay.
funny.
It's so rude. It's mean. And like I feel that now on a personal level because I like if I definitely don't want to eat something, I'm like, "No." And if somebody's like, "Go do it. It's good." No. I said no the first time. Listen. No.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 other ones that like are just as like kind of heavy. So I'm gonna
no.
save those because that'll lead to another discussion because those are bad. Men. This is a good one. 7th grade is when I started making iMovie music videos. To like, I have one to Hannah Montana. You got the party with us. And Good Charlotte, Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous,
Yes.
and Ali and AJ's like Whoa.
I
like
love
a
that
roller
song.
coaster. Yeah. So that's when I started making actual like movies. And
Look at
honestly, I was
you.
pretty good at it. They are only viewable by me on Facebook, so you cannot watch them because they're pretty embarrassing because they're middle school, because middle school kids in our generation had cringy phases. Now they don't because now they have media to show them not to be cringy. Unfair.
They just walk out of the womb looking fabulous with that highlight.
Right.
Why?
Listen, I'm not saying don't wear makeup. I'm just saying it's not fair.
It's
Because
not.
my bottom eyeliner was crying, and I didn't know. Anyway, yeah. So that's when I
Nobody
started
told
my
you?
whole- because everybody thought it was cool.
Oh no.
Right.
Wow.
Anyway, so that's when I started my whole this thing. You know, my whole video movie making thing. Led to my major, I guess. I mean, I've always had some kind of interest in it,
Right.
even though I thought it was business. Moving on.
Yeah, no. Since you sat here and so graciously told us about all of your bullying, I got bullied in middle school for being gay at the time. Gay. And it was all because, again, I had to stick up for somebody else. Some girl was getting yelled at and, like, called all these names because supposedly she was, like, bi-curious. Like, who cares? First off, who cares if you are or not?
Right.
Second, why are you bullying her? So I got into it, and then I got pegged as a school lesbian. Yay, woohoo! That's when MySpace was a thing, and somebody, whoever it is, if you're watching this, hacked my MySpace and covered it in like rainbow and glitter and unicorns and put the song I Kissed the Girl. And like that haunted me for a while, but guess what? I guess now I can finally say that quote. I was gay before it was cool. Like, that was so funny. Cool. But I guess you weren't wrong.
You weren't wrong. Yeah, and the fact that, like, you tried to shame her for it, like, screw you.
It doesn't matter. I don't think, it's not like, I don't know. It's not like I'm sitting here crying in a corner because I'm not straight or whatever that means. Like, I never felt the need to be like, oh, I'm gay. I like girls and I like boys. Like, that's not, I feel like I don't need to. You don't need to. I don't need to. We're cool. Whatever.
Right.
But yeah.
But the fact is she didn't know who you are, and you could have been crying in a corner. Like, that could have really hurt you.
Yeah. That and, like, I was literally sticking up for somebody else. Like, I wasn't even in the situation. Like, I just kind of stood up for her because the one girl was very hurt and crying.
Bullies, ma'am.
Bullies. We're going to stick it to the man one day.
Bullies. Here's a fun one. That I already told you.
Probably going to laugh.
This one is very me, especially because it's my most recent one. When I was sitting at a light in Florida, I didn't realize that it was a red on red because where I live, most red lights at busy intersections or something like it's red on don't turn right on red. Always. So if I didn't see it or something, I usually just don't turn right because I play it safe. Like, you don't have to turn right.
Right.
But in Florida, those signs barely exist, apparently.
Fair enough.
So I had my blinker on. I was in the right lane, and the guy behind me kind of like honked at me a little bit. So I looked at him in the rearview mirror, and he was like, motioned like, "Oh, are you gonna go? Like, it's right on red. Like, go." And I literally just looked at him and finger gunned him, and I was like, "Yeah." And then I went. Like, I made eye contact with this guy and finger gunned him. That I was like, "Yeah, I get it."
I can't with you.
Yeah. Instead of, I could have been annoyed at that, but, like, that's me now. Like, if somebody annoys me in the car, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like people who, listen, I'm guilty of this too, but, like, when you don't see people in the car, it's so easy to be mad and be angry and, like, have road rage because there's no personality behind it. It's, like, kind of dehumanizing when you're in a car because you don't see the person. Like, literally, you just don't see the person.
You're just yelling at a car at that point.
Right. Do you ever notice that, like, at least for me, once you, like, actually, like, drive past them and then you see who they are, do you kind of, like, feel guilty about it? Like,
no.
I don't know. I do, because then I'm like, oh, God, there's a person in there.
I rarely get road rage.
Right.
I'm kind of just like, whatever. Like, you turn, you don't turn. I'm going to get there eventually.
Yeah, that's true. There was this, like, one video that I saw, and it was, like, it was somebody had cut them off, so they started recording her, and they were, like, they, like, rolled down the window, and they were like, bitch, or whatever, and then, like, they rolled up next to the woman, and she just looked at them and, like, stuck her tongue out at them and rolled it back up, and they started laughing, because they were, like, genuinely, like, cracking up laughing, and then, like, she rolled back down the window. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, they're like, you cut us off. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's better than calling you, giving you the finger or something. Like, and then, then it was, like, a good interaction from there. So instead of, like, actually, like, going back and saying something, she just stuck out her tongue, and, like, that was it. Like, they interacted with each other. They realized they're both not bad people. Things happen. She was like, yeah, my bad. Like, I did cut you off. Like, sorry about it.
Speaking of, I guess, people driving like idiots or whatever, I had this was like 2 days ago, actually. I had this lady, I was driving up to Redstone, and I, like, normally just kind of pull off to the side in the little no parking zone and just wait. So I do that. I'm at, like, -3 miles per hour. I kid you not. And this lady has a stop sign. Like, I'm going straight, and she's coming from this way. There's a stop sign. You stop. Like, what? So I pull into my little normal spot, whatever, and I hear on my window. And I'm like, I don't know you. Yes. And she goes, thank God I was going slow. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. you're yelling at me for what? You had a stop sign, lady. And she goes, well, I'm glad I did. And I'm like, I mean, you also have eyes, and I'm
glad I did. You didn't do your job.
Right, like, you had a what? I don't even know why she was tapping on my window. I guess she was just mad that I was parking in the no parking spot, and she's out here riding around in circles looking for parking. But, like, that's not my problem. I'm going to be here for 30 seconds.
Right, people get so mad.
But, like, why do you knock on my window? Why did you, like, you had the time to get out of your car.
Right, you felt the need.
Hey, I'm glad I had a stop sign. What? Shut up.
Like, you felt the need. Like, really, the world doesn't revolve around you. Like,
Literally.
I know you think it does, because literally in your mind, that's the only person that you, like, I don't know, hear.
Right.
But if you step outside your little body for a second and look around, it's not about you. Like, stop making it about you. It's not.
Right. First off, don't come for me unless I send for you. Period. That's all I've got to say on that. Don't come for me unless I send for you.
You're right. Oh, here's another story. I just said about, like, how I came in as a business major. I came in not knowing what I want. First of all, if you put a 17-year-old in charge of making life decisions, it's just not going to work out. Like, I thought I was going to do business because I wanted to do event planning, but, like, that is so not me. Event planning, me. Business, not me. I literally, like, said I was business, walked in, and they gave me my schedule. I saw that I had to take math again, and I was like, what? Like, I suffered an AP Calc for a year to repeat it. Like, why is this on here? So then I went up to the registrar, and I was like, hey, listen, like, this is on my schedule. And they're like, oh, yeah, your AP credits didn't come through yet. That's fine. So I was like, oh, so I opted out of math because that's the last one you need to take. And he's like, well, you're a business major, so you got to take more math. And I was like, can I change my major? And that day, on a whim, I made the decision. I'm very indecisive, and I'm an overthinker. I made the decision to be a communications major that day. Like, that shows that, like, one, go with your gut. Like, go. Like, you know yourself better than anybody else. Like,
well, I would hope so.
right. Just go with your gut. Like, whatever. And two, like, everything happens for a reason. Like, you went in there and you changed it for a reason. You, like, that math class got messed up for a reason because I went in there.
Right.
And two, like, three, like, no, like, I went to the school not even knowing they would have that major because I wasn't looking for it. Like, that just happened to be there for me. That major happened to be there for me. And also because it's not a big school that we go to, the chances of that aren't that high. There's not that many majors. Like, how did I find one that I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that? Because it very well could not have been there. So there's a lot of stories. True. There's a lot of stories. Everything happens for a reason that prove everything happens for a reason.
And, like, how we met.
Right.
She didn't like me. Can you believe that?
I didn't. You know why? Here's another thing. Don't listen to boys. Don't listen to dumb boys. Because a boy made me think that she was a bad person. Because boys like to talk trash about women and call them crazy or psychotic or whatever they say. Literally, don't listen to anybody but yourself. You use your own judgment to judge a person. Like, honestly, because I came in with preconceived thoughts, and we kept running into each other.
We literally did. That's the crazy part. We would bump into each other, and I didn't know if to say hi or not because at the time she was dating my then boyfriend's basically best friend. They were like brothers. Please. Okay. So, like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if to say hi, if to kind of, like, veer off and be like, oh, I don't see you, and keep walking, or just do that egg face.
Oh, my God.
Walk down the hall.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, because how many classes have we had together?
0.
Exactly.
None.
And we just always kept running into each other, which happened for a reason. And, like,
you played sports. Right. And like, my schedule's, like, so weird because I'm a science major, so it's crazy how our times lined up.
Because it's funny because now that we're friends, we don't bump into each other
at all, ever.
Which is
I haven't seen her in like 2 weeks.
Right, like, which is funny because, like, we purposely were bumping into each other for that reason.
Right.
You know,
it was weird.
Yeah,
she took a picture of me before knowing me.
Because she had a Pocahontas tattoo, and I was like, look at this bitch with her stupid Pocahontas tattoo. I want one. I'm not gonna get one. Yeah, I had a picture of it. It's probably somewhere. It's like with her long.
Creepo.
Yeah, it was in the cafeteria. My bad.
We're friends now, so it's okay.
Yeah, so it's literally fine.
Speaking of, I wonder how many people have pictures of us.
I always think that.
That's like a random, like, what if you're like in the background of one of my pictures and I didn't know that? I always
think that Justin and I, okay, my boyfriend Justin, for those of you who don't know anything, we both realized that we went to Disney the last time that we were on vacation. Yeah, the last time we were on vacation in Disney, because we were there like he came twice last semester, I was there all semester. But the last time we went on family vacation was at the same time, basically. It overlapped. So he went this 1 week from July to August, and I went sometime like in August. So like literally our last 2 days overlapped, 2014. And then so
wait, that means I was there working every day.
Right.
So
right. We probably met.
Right. We probably like ran into each other.
Right. Right.
That's
and
so
they didn't
weird.
know.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but like that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So anyway, Justin and I were speaking, and like he was like, "Yeah, I stayed at the Wilderness Lodge, like resort," and I was like, "That's funny because I stayed at the campgrounds."
That's right there.
Yeah. Not the campgrounds, like the. It is a lodge. It's just the cabins.
The cabin is right there.
So we stayed in the same resort, and his last 2 days were my first 2 days.
That's so
we
weird.
went
so
to
you
the
had
same
time.
park. We went to the same park. I'm like, I swear I definitely saw you because the moment I saw him,
what parks did you go to?
Studios.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Dude, yeah.
And
you see
MK.
the same person like 1,000 times when you're walking like,
Exactly.
oh, I saw you just at Star Tours. Oh, I just saw you in line.
And I remember seeing so many like cute boys like my age while I was there. And like I was like always attracted to Justin like when I first like met him at school. So like there's no way if I pass him I definitely like saw him, you know?
Right.
Like, I wish I knew. We both went through our photos and looked for each other, but we couldn't find it, and I wish we did.
Strange.
There was this one couple who had one from like Disney.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh my God. Where they it was like one of them in the stroller, and in the background was the other other partner in the stroller as like a baby.
That's so
like
funny.
a 5-year-old or something.
That's so funny.
That's crazy. Like what if I even went back through my like childhood photos and saw either Justin, a vacation club member, or you,
me, who
someone
lived
who lived there.
And all of my family worked at Disney, so like I'd always be there.
Right. And like
that's so crazy.
Like even though like people are always like, oh, it's a
what
small
if you
world.
have pictures with my sister or something? That's so strange.
So true.
Or like my brother or my other sister. That's weird.
Look. I should look. That'd be a good thing to talk about here.
Right.
Yeah, we should. I
pull out
definitely
the
have
archives.
like, so much. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because like people are always like, oh, it's a small world. Well, it's one of the biggest things we know, but like just the way things work. I mean, like while I was there all semester, like I met a kid whose mom worked with my mom sometimes. I met somebody who went to school with somebody who lived with Justin.
Wait. I met that one kid that went to your school or something like that. You guys were like in the same vicinity.
Right.
And like we sent her a snap and we're like, oh, hey, look who's together. And she could not believe it.
Right. Because it's so crazy because like your two worlds colliding. Like,
right. It's kind of weird though. Like where you come from and where you're headed or where you're at now becoming one, because I'm from Florida. I'm not from here at all. Mm-hmm. It's just strange.
Yeah. It is so weird. And like, yeah, it always is like, and like if you think about like these instances in Disney, like there are literally people not from all over the nation but all over the world that work there. Mm-hmm. And like you constantly meet people who know other people in your life, or like, you know, where somewhere at the same time as you. Like the girl who knew somebody that Justin literally roomed with. She was, the only reason why that came up was because I was genuinely interested in her major, because she was talking about something and I was like, oh, what is your major? That was what introduced the whole thing, because then she said, oh, like my major is this, and then I worked at a hotel in Philadelphia, and then I was like, oh, do you go to school in Philadelphia? I go to school in Philadelphia. No, I'm in New Jersey. Where do you go to school? Oh, you never heard of it? That's how I always say. Oh, you never heard of it? Small school, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I know someone that goes there. If you know them, I know them, because the school has like 7 people.
Literally,
who
like
is
7.
It? Oh, he plays on the men's soccer team. And that's when I was like, Justin literally played on the men's soccer team. It was wild. And like the whole conversation was just like, what? And this was somebody I had worked with at least 5 times before.
Well, I've got a story just like that.
Yeah.
Cassandra, if you're watching.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
So are y'all ready? All right, so I went back home the very first time I met this girl. It was this past November. And I went to go make some hours, whatever. Jada was there. Mm-hmm. So I meet this girl. Her name is Cassandra. We're working at the same place, doing similar things. So, whatever. We're, like, seeing each other in passing. It's not like we're sitting there together, like, chatting. Whatever. We become friends, and it gets really strange when we decide to hang out because we're like, oh, like, we're pretty similar. But before we hang out, Jada goes, oh, I met this girl, and she kind of, like, reminds me of you. And I'm like,
Funny.
Huh,
Funny.
whatever. Anyway, skimmed right past that. And then I text Jada, oh, I met this girl who kind of, like, reminds me of me. It's kind of weird and a little bit of, like, we even have the same name. That's the weirdest part.
Same spelling. And I was like, wait.
Right.
That's when I was like, wait.
Right.
I know.
It gets weirder. So we finally hang out. And she goes, oh, like, this was, like, after a shift, too, so we're still, like, in the parks hanging out. And she's like, oh, so, what school did you go to? And I'm like, oh, you probably don't know. Like, I went to 3 high schools, a.k.a. if you wanted to know, 2 in Florida, 1 in Texas. But I graduated from 1 in Florida named Liberty High School. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, mm-hmm. And she's like, I went there, too. And I'm like, wait, stop. Like, in Point Siena, Kissimmee area? Like, you went to Liberty High School? She's like, yeah. What middle school did you go to? And we both said at the same time, Discovery Intermediate. And then before that, Point Siena. We literally were in the same school from start to finish. That's insane.
That is weird.
And, like, I was only gone for about, well, I went to Celebration High School for a little bit. So I was technically gone for 2.5 years, and then I finished high school over there. Mm-hmm. So, like, only for 2.5 years, we didn't go to the same school, and we have the same group of friends.
Which like is so funny that you never met each other.
We never met each other. And, like, there was this thing that I was talking about earlier, the Sea Cadets. So some of my friends in that were her friends outside of that. So, like, we had the same mutual friends, but in completely different circles. Like, we were friends because of Sea Cadets, and we did, like, all of this, like, traveling and boot camp and stuff together. And she knew them as, like, the chorus kids.
That's so funny.
It's so weird.
Also, that's weird. Like, the different groups like, that you categorize people as.
Right. It's so strange because in my head, they only exist in the realm of Sea Cadets and, like, boot camp and, like, drill team. I completely failed to remember that there's depth to people and you do other things.
Right.
And it's just strange. Like, when we went to Florida, I could not piece you in Florida with me together. Because it's two parts of my life that just...
You even said, you're like, this is so weird seeing you with, like, my friends. Like,
right.
Not, like, in a possessive way, but,
like... But, like, in, like, my background and my world.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird because you think, like, this area is, like, unique to me. Like, this is what I'm used to. And to bring somebody who isn't there all the time, it's weird. But it's kind of cool. It's really interesting to see 2 different worlds kind of mesh together. Yeah.
It's like when you have your friend visit you in college.
Right.
That's what it's like.
Right.
Not that I really wouldn't know.
I wouldn't
know. Why would you want to come here? Oh.
I just don't have friends to, like, I met my good friends here. Yeah. And then some of my really good friends from back home, like, either were in the military or... like, they're in their school and, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like, no offense.
Also, we have strange breaks here. So when we had breaks, nobody else did.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, like, and I only say that, too, because my friends go to, like, Brown or Cornell.
Right.
Or, like, Northeastern. So it's such a different, like, this is not their vibe. Like, that's,
exactly.
You know, it's not. And, like, sometimes I tell them, like, I wish that you would come here so, like, you get what kind of vibe this
the difference. It's huge.
I just banged the thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, but the difference is crazy. But yeah, like, that's different worlds, like, colliding. And I've actually never visited my friends, and I've always wanted to, but like you said, the breaks just don't add.
Yeah, they just don't make sense. Like, it's weird. Like,
yeah. So
we have what is it, spring break, like the end of February, first week of March, and then everybody else is like a little later.
I think this is the first time actually that it lines up with some of my friends.
Really?
Yeah. And also, it's nice because now that I don't play lacrosse anymore, I have so much time, so I might, like, just take a weekend and visit. Like, oh my God,
do it.
God, I have so much time.
Now we get to do cool things like this.
I love it. I have so much time to just do whatever or play Sims all day. Like, you can't do that when you're a student athlete. The grind never stops. 100, fire emoji. Yeah, I love
I
this.
wouldn't know. Hashtag
Wait,
NARP.
you know, oh my God. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the term
Please.
NARP.
Please.
Okay?
Non-athletic regular person for the naive soul who lives in
Right.
beautiful bliss.
Right. And like this is kind of a derogatory term
It
in
is.
terms of college. It's so I remember being a freshman and I wasn't a quote NARP. I was a student athlete, hashtag the grind never stops meme. So
100.
100 fire emoji. And I remember like going out to parties and people were like, "Who invited the NARPs, bro?" And I was just like,
But that's how they talk for real. Like that's like a real.
right.
That was a
and I was always
great-
just like, what? Like, why do you care? Like, they're cool. And like for a while, I kind of had the mindset too, like, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
no,
But then I
it's-
realized I was living in a hallway where like only me and my roommate played a sport. I was like, wait, why do these people care? Like, they're just people. Like, oh, they're not cool because they're not athletic. The grind never stops, bro. And like,
Ew.
and then like also, not to be shady, but a lot of you are dating them now, or a lot of you hang out with them, or people end up quitting.
And become a NARP.
Right. Because of like just school. Like because you're not gonna become a professional lacrosse player. You're not.
Well, that and like, hold on. Sorry, but not sorry. Not everybody that doesn't play a sport in like college or in the university setting is a NARP. Okay.
Is not non-athletic.
Right. Like
Right.
I played sports all the way up until I graduated. Then on top of that, I'm a circus performer.
Right. You're so athletic. Like that's the thing. Like also like there's so many people who aren't in shape that like qualify as like an athlete because they sit on the bench. But like also
But I
like,
can probably do more pull-ups than you, sir.
right, and it's just so stupid. Like I'm not trying to like, bash on all student athletes, but like the ones
Right.
who make the term NARP a derogatory term and like just literally extend high school clique stereotypes into
Right.
college. It's like
It's like
what
the
are you
13th
doing?
grade.
Right. The 13th, 14th, and 15th grade. And like another story I was gonna say before we got off topic was just
no.
like, no, it's totally cool. I love this. I was thinking about like how freshman year, I began riding a scooter around campus because my best friend Emery had oh my God, Emery,
Wait.
miss you.
I remember that.
So funny. She found a scooter and like I was like, this is so efficient. And I would like scoot back and forth. I put on my laundry on my scooter and like scoot over to the apartments to do my laundry.
Right.
And then like I was like, wow, like I remember seeing kids around the neighborhood like scooting around and I was like, wow, so lame. I'm so much cooler than them. Like, and then I realized, oh my God, like college, you don't care. Like people stop
Right.
caring about those things. So why
Oh,
do
yeah.
you extend the stereotypes and like try to make people care? Like why do you want to live your world like that? My mom always said like you never leave high school.
You literally never don't. And
why
whether it's here or
In
you
your
work at a
workplace?
restaurant.
Right. Why would you want to extend it? Why wouldn't you just want to ride your scooter everywhere?
Right. Do what you want.
Right. Why
Half
wouldn't
the time, it's great.
Right. You made fun of the kid running around the hallways, going to class with his big ass backpack. Guess what? My backpack's huge and always heavy, and I run from my room to the bathroom down the hall
Right.
because it's faster.
Or like when people used to tell me, look, oh, if you get your septum pierced, you look like a bull. Guess what? I love
Yeah,
it.
right. Oh my god.
Who cares?
Oh yeah. Or when like, oh my gosh. Or things like when my boyfriend in high school was like, I don't know if you should dye your hair pink because it might not look good.
I
And
had
then
my
I
hair-
did, yeah,
right.
right. And then I did it, and he was like, "Wow, it looks good." I was like, "Cause I'm not gonna listen to you, cause you don't know me. You don't know
Right.
what's gonna look good on me. Guess what? Everything will."
Right. If you wear it well, you wear it
Right.
well.
If
It's
you
all-
want to do it, then you do, and you wear it with confidence.
Right.
Then it
Then
looks
it looks
good.
great.
Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter what you want to dye.
You're
your hair,
too
pierce
pretty
your
for
face.
tattoos.
Right.
I don't care.
She's pretty with tattoos. Like, what does that even mean?
That did not change
Right. Oh my
anything. Didn't
gosh.
change how I treat people, which
Is the most
It's-
important.
right, like, I don't-
Right. If you're not hurting anyone, including
Right.
others and yourself, then it shouldn't matter.
and that's what bothers me, especially about workplaces. Like I work at this new place. Oh, you can't have your septum ring out. Oh, tattoos have to be
Oh
covered.
my
Well, that doesn't
God.
affect how I carry a tray and bring you your food.
doesn't affect what's in here.
Right.
Literally.
Like my competence is not diminished because I have 3 extra holes in my nose, or the fact that I have stretched ears, or
Right.
like my like that has nothing to do with anything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's something that this whole like paradigm shift needs to occur soon, because who cares if somebody has art on their skin? It's art.
Right.
Art is in everything. It's what you wear. Like why does it?
Right. Honestly. And like,
I could go on a tangent with
oh
that.
my God. Or things like when you can't work at like a normal like service level thing, like anything retail, restaurant, something like that, and you're something as simple as like your hair is a different color.
Right.
This is literally not even a professional environment. Like, oh, I can't work a cashier because my hair is colored. Like, thankfully I didn't. Thankfully I worked at a place that like allowed me to because my hair is a bright red. But there was some places that were like, you need to look natural because it's for their brand. I'm like, listen, I look cool. If anything, I'm helping your brand.
Right. Right. And that's the thing. There's so many different kinds of people out there that by focusing on one small brand and one detail, you're closing yourself off to so many other people. If you become more accepting, it doesn't affect you. You know what I mean? Like look at Starbucks. People can have stretched ears, all kinds of facial piercings, facial tattoos anywhere, right? Any kind of hair you'd like.
Their business is
your
blooming.
Suburban people still show up for their coffee.
Exactly.
I still show up for coffee. We all run on coffee.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly. And like if anything, there might be like a mad like, you know, let me speak to the manager. That's me. Let me speak to the manager haircut, you know, type of woman who's like, maybe you shouldn't have that tattoos. Okay, Barbara, well maybe just don't come into the Starbucks anymore. Like that one person isn't your problem.
But like, why does it matter? It doesn't change the fact that your caramel macchiato that should be vegan isn't. It doesn't change the way caffeinated, you're still caffeinated. 2, you're still having your little coffee. Why does it matter how the person that made it look?
Right.
Because
you're
then
paying the same price for
exactly
it, whether they have tattoos or not.
Exactly. And then it goes back to just, I don't know, living in that little cultural bubble, and hopefully one day we can just burst it and be like, look, we're all people. Who cares?
Yeah, people are gonna do what they want. People are gonna look different. Get over it. Can't you already tell? Like,
we're not the Stepford wives.
We are different from like the moment we are born, and we are gonna change ourselves to keep looking different if we want to, if we don't want to, like literally. And like that even applies for like things like that people don't like have any limitations to, like working wise, but if people got like plastic surgery or stuff,
right?
Like,
who cares?
So that's like, you know, it's not a stigma in the workplace because they don't know. But like if like you could come up to me and like you got a nose job or something, that's also a stigma where people are like, wow, like you really got that. Like, listen, it might be a personal choice of yours, just like it is to dye your hair or not.
Right.
But you shouldn't go around like shaming somebody else for doing it because they were more comfortable if they wanted to change that about them. That's fine if they want to do it. You may not want to do it either, but like don't say something like, wow, like you really did that. Like, wow, like listen.
When I tell people my major, they get so surprised. I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm a forensic bio major. I have a minor in molecular, and yeah, I have another minor in like religion and philosophy. How are you going to get a job with your piercings and your ears and your tattoos? Right. And I'm like...
Because apparently the needle they use for your tattoos injects some kind of serum into your brain that
right,
makes you
and
stop
I'm
thinking.
Stupid automatically.
I forgot.
I don't... First off, the whole you're a woman in this field thing needs to cut it, and I don't want to hear it ever again.
Right.
I can do what I want. Thank you. And also, my IQ has not gone down because I have done body modifications. They're body modifications, not... brain modifications.
Word.
Have not been altered.
Right. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I just rant.
Yeah, change that. That's so stupid.
You're too pretty. You should smile more.
Yikes. Oh my gosh. Let's go back to that. Because I held off on some stories.
Oh.
Right. Oh my gosh. So when I was kind of trying to come up with stories that like define me, there were so many like constant things that I kept thinking about. Like that was a constant, you know, reoccurring thing from like 3rd grade to now. And that constant thing were men are trash.
Literally, I can't.
And listen, I'm not trying to be like, oh my god, she's a feminist, she hates men, she's against men. Listen.
Fat Girls Club, really? Men hating Fat Girls Club?
First of all, that's not even true. Like,
that's immature. That's what that
so
is.
immature because you can't think of anything else that you're trying to like shame someone for looking a certain way. 1, 2, that's not even right. Like, okay, if you want to start saying like overweight people or, you know, heavier girls or whatever, that's not even true. You're ignoring the fact that like all of us are like literally beautiful in their own kind of way. First of all, you can't even say like ugly girls club or whatever you want to say and know that Zendaya is a feminist. First of all, argument done there. Like, most beautiful soul in the world. And also, like, I literally don't hate men. I've dated men my whole life. I have a boyfriend for almost 3 years now, so that doesn't even go to, like, you know, And
some of your best friends are men.
like a lot of mine are. So
That's what I'm saying,
and like, I'm
like-
not, you know, it's not even like an oh man, but like
Oh.
but like if there are so many accounts of men, you know, killing women because they didn't smile back at them, or killing their girlfriends and stuff.
I got told I was a
beating their
waste.
girlfriend and things like
Yeah.
that. It's just like how like listen, if you don't want to be called trash, and do something about it. Like anyway, so it goes from 7th grade to around now. And it's so funny. It's so funny, period. So, like I said, the thing in 7th grade with a kid coming up to me, let me put my plug in your outlet.
Or punching you for no reason because he was mad.
Oof.
How about that one?
So it gets worse as you grow older. And I noticed this. So second grade, it was the kid who said that to me. And then sophomore year of high school, some kids started a false sexual rumor about me, which, by the way, is a form of sexual harassment that a lot of people don't know about it, but under Title IX, that's a form of sexual harassment.
And bullying, period.
And bullying, yep. Yeah, so needless to say, walked up to him in the cafeteria and slapped him across the face. And so I was like, that's not true. Why are you saying that about me? Junior year, I found out that there was an even worse like rumor going around about me. Because through a kid that I actually despised in my class, he told me that this kid in my math class, whose last name I didn't even know, was going around telling people on his wrestling team that we were, you know, texting and hooking up.
Ew.
Like I said, didn't know his last name, didn't have a reason to have his phone number. Why are you telling people that? Oh, perhaps it's just locker room talk. Probably. So from that, what did I learn? People will believe anything.
Literally.
And men will
Especially
make
if you're a
up
woman.
Anything, right. They're not going to believe me. Why would they believe me when I say it's not true? Because even when I told this kid that wasn't true, he's like, really? Are you sure? Am I sure? Am I sure that I don't have his phone number?
Well, it's just like the other day. This girl that I went to, that time period that I went to school in Texas, I met this girl named Genesis. We were friends or whatever, and she randomly texted me the other day, like, did you text my phone saying that you miss being friends? And I'm like, no. She's like, it's a 210 number. And I'm like, no. And she goes, are you sure? And I'm like, I'm positive. Why are you questioning me? If I'm telling you I did not,
Right.
I didn't. Whether it be text you or whatever, like, what?
Right. People.
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. And like, I hate that. Anyway, yeah, so that was junior year of high school. Skip to like freshman year was when like everything, it progressed even more. So it started out with a kid just like saying words to me that were obviously,
here?
Yeah, here. Obviously like, you know, very inappropriate. Then it was inappropriate rumors. And then of course, how can it only get worse from there? Well, come in freshman year of college as a pretty like conventionally attractive girl. And perhaps it was the fact that I looked different from a lot of people here that drew the attention of a lot of people to inappropriately touch me at parties, or, you know, just come up to me and start
That's why I didn't go out.
Right. And that's why I stopped going out. Come up and start, you know, grinding up against me at parties. You bet I would, like, you know.
Why?
And at the time, it was kind of like, flip away, like,
And, like, it's awkward,
strategically.
too, because you're a freshman. A lot of these people are older than you at this point. So you're like, what do I do?
Or a lot of these people were the same age as me. So
That's
they
even
knew,
worse.
like, going into a new place that they could do this kind of stuff. Or, like, some guy grabbed my butt the first, like, one of the...
Swat it.
Right. And, like, I didn't know what to do. And then I was, like, with his friends. And they were like, oh, he's just drunk.
That's not an excuse,
Right.
though. Because if it's not an excuse for a woman, it's not an excuse for a man.
No, but do you hear that? He was
He's
just drunk. Think about what other excuses that can be for. Is that really an excuse? Because it's not.
Wow.
So, like, So things like that constantly happening. And then, like, it doesn't happen to me now anymore because, well, like, I don't go out and, like, you know, I mean, because I don't go out here. But, like, that could very well happen to me, like, out, like, anywhere. Like, it could happen to you anywhere that you go by yourself or whatever. You know, but, like, and it's not like, oh, you allowed yourself to because you went out. Like, no, it could literally happen to me if I went to a grocery store. And that's the thing. Like, as you progress, it's this, you know, it's this constant timeline of, like, increasing, like, inappropriateness and, like, you know, inappropriate, like,
Right,
sexual
especially because
harassment.
people think it's okay because you're older.
Right. And no, and it starts when you're younger and you go up to girls and you say things like, I'll stick my plug in your outlet. That started in 7th grade. what happens? It snowballs. If nobody tells you that's wrong, that snowballs. And then you become those person that, like,
Right.
touches a woman inappropriately because
Right.
you thought it was chill.
Right. But to touch on that thing when you said that because you look different, I was dating this guy. He was white, very tall, handsome, beautiful blue eyes. I am short, stubby, and cute. Like, I'm not any of the things that I said about him, although I am damn cute. But we don't look the same, my point being. We just don't look the same. And I guess some guy saw us together here at this school and goes, why are they together? And my friend, who wasn't my friend yet at the time, she told me. She's like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, I mean, it just doesn't look like he'd be with a girl that looks like that and she with a guy that looks like that because he's white and I'm not.
Ooh,
mind
I
you,
love racism.
that was 2013, 2014-ish. Sorry, I'm not blonde, and I'm attracted to his blonde hair. Sorry, I don't have blue eyes, and I think his are.
Yeah, sorry, our hair didn't just like attach, like, and
Right. I'm sorry, we don't look the same, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. No, it doesn't work that way, and most of the time, more than half the time, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, listen, guys, it's 2018, so I hope that, like, I don't come across things like that anymore. But guess what? Like, you still do. Like, that sucks.
It's crazy.
That sucks, dude.
Nah, it's just crazy because I still see him every day here. And, like, I see him, and I'm like, I wish you knew what I knew about you.
Right.
But it's not up to me to reveal that.
Don't you also wonder about their character development if you don't actually talk to them?
Right.
Like, I hope that you're better. Like, that's the thing. I'm not, like, cynical. I'm not, like, wow, like, you're still like this. No, I genuinely hope that these people, like, learn from it. Like, listen, like, oh, his name just came to me. The kid who came up to me in 7th grade. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to call you out, but I hope you're better. That's the thing.
Right.
The kid in 7th grade who came up to me, I hope you're better. Like, I hope that you didn't snowball. And I hope that me telling on you, like, gave you some kind of, like, oh, there are repercussions for my actions. Because you don't, that's the thing, you don't always get repercussions for your actions when you get older.
Especially because people are so afraid to call these people out.
Or they excuse them. He was just drunk.
I feel like that's even worse.
Right.
Just excuses rather than, you know.
So that's the thing. I hope that somebody one day puts you in your place, or you put yourself in your place enough to realize that these things are not okay. Because I genuinely hope that these people that, like, we're talking about right now, because those were, like, at least 2 or 3 years ago, each of these instances, I genuinely hope that you learn, that you hear things and you learn, like, what, and people talk about all the time, what's the fine line between just me saying hello to a woman and me sexually harassing her? There's no fine line. You're just making it a fine line.
Right.
Like, it's not that hard.
And I don't have to say yes.
Right.
To your little questions, or, like, I guess, I don't even know how to say that. Your
advances, that's
the word. I don't have to accept them. I can say no, and it's okay. It's okay to say no. Don't feel like, oh, well, if I say no, I'm that corny prude girl. No.
Just, say what you want.
Right.
Which goes to the topic, Valentine's Day. All right, so in the spirit of Valentine's Day, let's talk about that for a little bit. You celebrate Valentine's Day, kind of.
I never really have, honestly. I've never really done anything on Valentine's Day. I have received gifts, i.e. a box of donuts. Whoa. But, like, I mean, I don't know, I guess.
Yeah. The only good thing that used to come out of Valentine's Day for me,
I like the candy,
was, 50% off candy the next day. And also, I loved the Dunkin' brownie batter donuts.
Those are the donuts that I got.
Yep, I would have loved them.
Six-pack thing because my boyfriend at the time decided to go get a tattoo done all day instead of just binge watching whatever on Netflix, and comes back with a stuffed animal that looked a little deformed, but like it was cute. It was a thought that counted. And a box of donuts, which I don't really like donuts, especially weird gooey stuff inside them.
Yeah, I miss those. I think that's like, my one friend tweeted, she's like the one temptation of the year when it comes to being vegan. Dunkin'
Kelly?
Donuts, no, Monica. Dunkin' Donuts, brownie batter cupcake, brownie batter donuts. And I was like, you're so right. I thought about
I feel
this
like we
the
could
other day.
definitely make our own.
Yeah, we can. But we just need to deep fry them, which is annoying. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day. I think it's a corporate scam made for people to feel obligated to buy things because Valentine's stuff comes out in January, right after New Year's. Boom, Valentine's Day. You know, it's just another thing to sell things. Also, it's to make single people feel bad for being single. And
it's to push that idea that marriage is the goal for everything.
right, and people, you know, it makes people feel bad when there's no reason to feel bad on like that one day a year. And also for partners to feel obligated to get their partners something for no reason because corporate. And also it's kind of like that one day for an excuse to like be extra nice to your partner and stuff when like you should be all the time, you know? That's my thoughts on it. So I never thought it was cool. I mean, I think the decorations are cute. That's fine. The only, you know, the one form of celebrating that I really appreciated all the time was my mom, who would, you know, make me like a little candy bouquet or something. But she would do that for every holiday, and you know, that's just an excuse to like kind of like just extend her love to us. So like I don't see that as anything.
Excuse for her to bake.
Right, excuse for her to bake and like make us something nice, which was so cool. But she did that for St. Patrick's Day too, so it's like it's, you know, any kind of holiday she does something really meaningful. Yeah, so like that doesn't count to me. I mean, I have lots of funny Valentine stories because
I do too.
Yeah, oh my gosh, because constantly like getting, you know, like not that I was like, oh my god, I was always getting asked to be Valentine, but like I have like a nice surplus like stories.
I've never
about
been
it.
asked to be somebody's Valentine.
Really? I've been asked a bunch of times.
I get bombarded with weird things, and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm like,
smiles
thank
awkwardly,
you. And then my smile melts.
Oh my gosh. My first Valentine's Day story. Oh my god, if he listens to this, he's gonna be so mad at me because we do hang out sometimes still. But like, and he tried to deny this once. And listen, Jeff. It's true. We know it's true. Okay, so
yeah, Jeff.
He had a crush on me, 3rd grade and 4th grade.
Ooh, juicy.
And his birthday's on Valentine's Day.
Oh, Jeff.
And and like I heard, because he told some pretty unloyal friends that he was going to ask me to be his Valentine. So they told me, they're like, did you hear Jeff's going to ask you? I was like, oh gosh. I didn't know what to say because I didn't like him back. And I was like, does this, like, I don't know what that means. That's also the thing. What does will you be my Valentine mean? Like, is
right. And like, do I have to like you?
Right.
Do we have to have intentions
does this mean
moving
something?
Forward?
Right. So anyway,
is there a forward to move? Like,
exactly. What? But this was 4th grade. So I was like,
That's
what does that mean? You know, like you're really pushing this on me now? Like we're 9. So yeah, so the next day he asked me, he goes, will you be my Valentine? And I was like, yes. Really smart about this, Jeff. He waited till I said yes. Then he went to his backpack, got out like this Dove teddy bear with like chocolates in it.
Oh, wait, that's kind of cute. Like that little kid.
Yeah. So he gave it to me and I was like, oh, thanks. You know, I was being nice. It was his birthday, you know. Again, 4th grade, there are no intentions with that. Like, I mean, it doesn't mean I like you. Doesn't mean I like you. It was that kind, you know, do I have a crush on you or not? And then somehow... Oh, it was probably the same unloyal friend, you dirty, mean person. She was like, do you like Jeff? You know? And I was like, no, I don't. Like, she's like, well, then why'd you say yes? I was like, yeah, you know, I feel bad, whatever. She told him. So, of course, his little heart got broken. And he was mad. And then he had his friend come by and put a cardboard note on my desk that said, go to hell, bitch.
Whoa! Yo, we're 9.
Whoa! Right. I told that.
I was like afraid to curse at this point. I was like,
I told the substitute teacher on you, Jeff. But yeah, so that was my first Valentine's Day experience. There were like a couple times in middle school where like I asked people to be my Valentine or whatever. Or like I asked my one boyfriend of like 2 weeks, maybe 1 week to be my Valentine. He was like, yeah, I guess. And I was like, okay, thanks, Brandon. And yeah, and like we broke up, I think. I don't even know what happened with us. I love middle school, man.
Wait, I have a story
Go ahead,
about
go ahead.
middle school.
Go.
All right, Matthew, if you're listening, I am not sorry. Okay, maybe I'm a little sorry. You were kind of a dick, let's be real. So he liked my friend. Wait, the story goes, he liked me, but he liked my friend, but he wanted to be with me. We're like in 7th grade at this point. What
Ooh, Matthew.
the fuck? So, it's so awkward. He like dates my friend to like get to me, and I'm like, that's creepy.
Oh my
God! Yo, no, wait, it gets better. So then he decides that we're gonna be like a thing, you know. And he like asked me to be his girlfriend. It was like 2 weeks before Valentine's Day. Mind you, I'm plotting. Like, you don't need, that's weird, first off. And you knew the people that were bullying me.
Shame.
And so I was like, yes. Mind you, my friend was in this. The one that kicked me in the head, Serena. She was in this. So she's so sweet. She has a cute little baby now.
Oh, wait, you told me about that.
Yeah. But no. Where am I going with this? Anyway, I said yes to being his little Valentine, whatever. We dated for 2 weeks, and as soon as he gave me this giant stuffed animal, which I still have, it's this huge thing. He gave it to me. I broke up with him the next day. So thank you for the giant sleeping baby that I still have.
Who really got played, Matthew? You try to play her.
Shame.
In, let's see, freshman year, I knew that I had one, but I can't remember. But sophomore year was the wildest year.
Of high school or college?
No. Oh, of high school. So this one kid, he liked me, and like, so he was going through my other friend to like try to like get me some
Matthew.
Valentines. No, not like that. To get like some chocolate to me or whatever. So she was like, "What's your favorite chocolate?" And I was like, "Dark chocolate with almonds."
That's so awkward. I hate
Right.
when they send somebody else to fish.
Right. So I was like, "Dark chocolate with almonds." She's like, "Ooh, do you not like milk chocolate?" I was like, "It gives me gas."
Oh,
and,
no.
and she's like, "Ooh, well, he got it for you." Okay, I'll tell him. So this guy, he's really, really sweet. He got me Godiva dark chocolate bark, and also still gave me the milk chocolate hearts. But like, he got my locker combination by my friend. Like, she put it in my locker. So when I got to my locker, like, I opened it up, and like there was the chocolates. It was really sweet, I guess. And like, yeah, I don't know, I guess. And like there was a card. It was like, you know, will you be my Valentine? Or like, you know, but I don't think it said it on there. Like, it was just like, here, like, I like you. But like I kind of wanted to say thank you to him, but I didn't see him at all in the day, and like I never said anything like, I'll be your Valentine. So I was like, all right, like, I don't know if this is bad or not, but I'm taking the chocolates, and I don't know what to do now. And then in the hallway, this other kid who I heard rumors about him might asking me, and I was prepared. I was prepared for this because I was like, oh, I hope that's not true. Like, we also like dated for like literally 3 days in middle school.
Those don't count.
They don't count. But that's
like,
funny.
you don't start your account until like you have like a real boyfriend.
Right,
Like,
no.
maybe high school. Like,
Yeah, but that was funny.
Maybe.
Like, those middle school relationships was so funny because they weren't relationships. You didn't do anything. You like hugged maybe, but anyway. So he came up to me in the hallway as we were walking, and he was like, "Hey, will you be my Valentine?" And I literally went, "What does that entitle?" And he's like, well, you know, you'll be my Valentine. Because I also heard rumors that he was going to ask me out if I said yes.
that's weird.
And I was like, yeah, no. Like, I told him, I was like, no, thanks, sorry. And he's like,
so weird.
oh, okay. And then and then that was it. And then later on, I got a text from another kid who I actually liked at the time, and he was like, yeah, I wanted to ask you, but like I was too shy, and plus I heard like, you know, blank was gonna ask you
That's
or whatever.
so awkward.
Right? Oh my god, you know, like heebie-jeebies. And then you text me like, will you be my Valentine? Because like I was like, no, I didn't say yes to him, and I was like, yeah, sure, because I did like him, but that's weird. So 3 Valentines, baby.
Whoop whoop. I think I've only ever had 3 too.
Yeah.
I don't count Matthew. Matthew, you don't count.
Right.
Not for that.
Right.
But no, hold on, wait. I got a singing gram once.
Like a person?
Like
A person came in and like sang for you?
Like a whole group of people came and sang to me. So my school did this thing.
Valentine's Day is so corny.
It's cringy.
Ugh.
So like, they would get the chorus group to like sing songs or whatever. I had somebody come in to my AP whatever math class. I can't remember now. That's in the archives. I try to put that out of my mind. They came in and sang to me, but not only did they sing, first period, Cassandra Rivera, are you here? I'm sitting in the back, so I'm like, no, please don't be me. So I turn around, and it's like 6 people, boom, lined up. And I'm like, crap, what do I do? It's like when people sing happy birthday to you. What do you do?
Right. Oh, God, but this is worse.
No, it is worse, because then the kid who sent it to me is sitting right in front of me in class.
Oh.
So I'm being stared at by, boom, kid who got it for me. Mr. LeGrand, who is our teacher. Mr. LeGrand, what's up? And then everybody else in the class is just kind of staring at me, and I'm like this, like...
I wouldn't know what to do.
And then the smile goes.
The smile melts. I wouldn't know what to do.
I just stood there, and I cried internally because it wasn't acceptable to cry when somebody was singing to you, apparently.
Oh, my... Yo, that was, like, my one, like, boyfriend back in high school. He, like, wanted to... Like, no, I heard that... I don't know if I heard or I just suspected because he was the announcement boy in high school that he might have, like, asked me to prom on the...
I hate promposals.
Right. I literally went up to him. I was like, don't you dare ask me on the announcement to be your prom date. I will say no.
That's so awkward.
I don't know if he was actually going to do it, but, like, I would... See, that's why. I hate those kind of things. Anyway.
And, like, I'd still say no.
Right.
Anyway. Or maybe yes. I don't know.
I think, right, I would have been like, no. The last, I might have, like, had a boyfriend through junior year, Valentine's Day. Like, I can't remember. Oh, this is what...
Oh, no.
This is why I don't like Valentine's Day. I think it's just all been weird experiences.
Just traumatized.
Yeah, and also, like, it's corny. It's, like, all these things that I've been saying and that I came to the realization when I was older and had a functioning mind, like, my mind was more developed. We were, like... He's gonna watch this, too, because he still hangs out with my group of friends. We went to France. I totally forgot about this. We were in France for a school trip, and he was with me. And, like, so we were...
This sounds juicy.
We were in France. Ooh, the city of love. And, like, for Valentine's Day, and I guess that was, like, supposed to be our Valentine's Day, but he didn't really spend time with me, really.
I'm, like, cringing,
and I remember asking, I was like, are we going to do anything for Valentine's Day? He goes, oh, I thought we celebrated Valentine's Day on the plane right here, the day before. Like, it was the day before Valentine's Day that we were on the plane, and, like, he had made me, like, a playlist, I guess, on a phone, and, like, we listened to it.
What is this, the 90s?
We listened to it, like...
Oh, here, babe, here's a mixtape
right,
of my
on
love.
the plane. Oh, and then, like, he didn't do anything actually for Valentine's Day, and I was like, great. Anyway, I totally forgot about that. That just, like, clicked my mind, so, like, that was weird. The next year I wasn't even with, like, that, it was a new boyfriend. I wasn't with him because I was in Greece. He did something nice. Like, I won't bash him. Like, he snuck it. He had my friend, like, sneak a gift on the plane. So that was a nice one.
That's kind of
like,
cute.
yeah, and, like, he, like, made me cry. Like, it wasn't, like, anything too crazy, so I think that's why I wasn't, like, cringy. But, like, it was nice. It was a thoughtful thing. But freshman year, when I was dating who you were talking about earlier, oh gosh, let me check the thing. I don't know why it's like 32. Let's see. Oh, we have 3 minutes.
Okay. Scurry back.
Freshman year, that's when I, like, realized, I was like, I don't like Valentine's Day. Like, I've never liked it. Like, it's always been weird. It is a corporate scam. And, like, people just are weird. People don't know how to act.
Also, restaurants are way more expensive around this time.
And everything's
like,
crowded.
Change.
Why would you even want to go out? Like, my current boyfriend and I just tried going to the movies because we just wanted to go see something on Valentine's Day. Like, it just happened to be Valentine's Day, and, like, everything was sold out. And I was like, wow, we're never going out for Valentine's Day ever again. Like, we're just going to stay in. Like, just because it's a hassle. Like, even if it's not supposed to be, like, anything fancy or whatever.
Right.
Like, you can't do anything. Anyway, so I remember telling him, I was like, yeah, I don't like Valentine's Day. Like, let's not do anything. And he was like, I wasn't planning on it.
I was trying to hold it in. I was like, no, it's fine.
Right.
It's like holding in a cough in class.
Which is just like, That's something you discuss first, because I could have very well been a person that loved it, you know?
Right.
Like, that turned
Like,
me off.
I'm not a huge, like, oh, Valentine's Day, yeah, we gotta celebrate. But I would like to be with my said other person, you know?
Yeah.
And for you to be like, nah.
No, I don't do anything anyway. Because I told Justin, like when we had our first Valentine's Day, I told him, I was like, yeah, like, I don't do anything for Valentine's Day. Like, I don't really like it. He's like, oh, okay, good. You know, I don't like it either. He did not say I wasn't going to plan anything anyway. And I know for a fact that if I was into it, he would do it for me.
Right.
Because that's how he is. But, like, it's just, like, the way you say things. Like, what? So, yeah. So, anyway, for Valentine's Day, we're going to be hanging out with you. It's so funny because we
made plans without even knowing it was Valentine's Day.
We asked Kass, we're like, we want to hang out with you, like me and Justin. We're like, we want to hang out with you, and she's like, we're like, what day? And I was like, Wednesday, and she was like, Wednesday, and we just forgot it was Valentine's Day.
Right. So. And then we're like, we're gonna make this, and I'm like, so Wednesday, you want to make them?
Which is so funny because Justin and I will hang out, like, just him and I all the time, but on Valentine's Day we're hanging out with somebody.
Right.
That's
share
hilarious.
the love.
Do you have any other Valentine's Day stories before we end our?
No, it's all trash.
It is. It really is. It's.
Even my mom knows that I am not a Valentine's Day person.
Yeah.
She, like, sends me all these memes of, like, people standing in the aisle flicking all the candy off, and she's like, it's you.
It's not like I'm bitter. It's just like, it's a stupid day. It's just stupid.
I'm just more into the whole love me every day, please.
Right.
I don't only like flowers on Valentine's Day. Like, I love flowers every other day.
Right, yeah. Or just, like, buy me chocolate or whatever. Like, you know, just.
Right, or, like, I like to go out to eat. We don't have to confine that to Valentine's Day.
Especially, it's so much of a hassle. It's not going to be fun.
Right. Exactly. Like,
yeah, just, like, you know, commit your day to, like, loving them just like you would every other day.
Right.
You know?
And if you want to do something special, do something unique, intimate, and, like, between you two. Something that you don't have to, like, put out on display for everybody else, because it's not for everybody else.
It's not. Yeah, and it is for some people, and I don't care if it's for you. Like, that's cool. That's cool with me if it's for you. Personally, I just hate it.
It's like, I don't really do Christmas, but that's a whole different topic.
That is a whole different topic. All right, so this was a long first episode, but, like, totally cool. We had fun. I hope you guys
stick around this long to hear this part.
Right, and that you enjoyed it. You guys, everyone, not you guys. But so one of our things that we're gonna do every show, it's gonna be a fun segment we like to call the Witching Minute, where we basically just witch about some fun things for a minute, and all short things. Basically things that are on your mind that make you feel any type of way, sad, happy, stoked, you know, mad, whatever. Like, and make you feel any type of way that's either, like, we'll get into another day, or there's just nothing more to it than that sentence or two. So we're just going to kind of bounce off each other and go for a little bit. You ready?
Wait, hold on. So I'm going for a whole minute, then you're going for a whole minute?
No.
We're just going to go in?
I go one, you do the other.
Got it.
We're just going to go in. And then when we're done, we're done. If one of us finishes before the other, I guess they just go off for a minute in sentences. But I'm sure you could think of stuff.
I'm sure we can figure this out.
All right. Should I start?
Yes.
And here we go. I wish people were just as outraged about actual social issues as they were with the Snapchat update. It's really not that big of a deal. Go sign more important petitions.
I miss Katie. She's in Thailand. She just got there yesterday. Hi, Katie. I can't wait for you to see this.
I keep trying for this one freaking color in my hair, but it always takes me like 82 times to get a hair color I want. I mean, it's still nice, so that's cool, but it always takes me so long.
I want a new tattoo, and I've been saying that for forever, so I'm going to do it tomorrow. Not tomorrow, the next day, because we're hanging out.
I'm going to download Tumblr again so I can waste my time.
I hate mint anything. The flavor mint is disgusting and needs to just be eradicated.
You know, years ago with my Tumblr I had since I was 13, they made me change my password. But do you think with my email from when I was 13, I'd be able to go to that email to change my password? RIP.
Taco Bell has this online ordering thing that I find absolutely godly. You can see everything that's in these taco things and make your own. It's a whole new menu. Check it out.
Taco Bell came out with new nacho fries, and people kept saying that it was, like, not bad. It's not the greatest French fry, but if you're in the mood for French fries and you go to Taco Bell, which I always am in the mood for French fries, they're only $1, and they're not that bad, even without the nacho cheese.
Right, and certified vegan stuff. Who Wow.
I said a couple years ago that Kylie's future baby will look nothing like her, and I can't believe that actually applies today. And I'm not bashing anyone's looks, by the way. Like, it's fine. Birth is beautiful, and that's just like a wild thing to conceptualize that your kid doesn't look like you. Like, what?
Whoa, that's a new one. But no, apparently my smile, it like melts into this grimace whenever I'm in an awkward situation. She has witnessed it. So it goes, and then it's like, and I don't know what to do about it.
If I won the lottery or just a large sum of money, I think the first material thing I'll spend it on after doing the important things are microbladed eyebrows and permanent eyelash extensions.
I want a dog.
When are permanent eyelash extensions gonna exist?
Probably never.
Sims 5, when?
I'm hungry.
I really miss Obama.
This has been the longest podcast.
Watch Broad City. There's an episode called T.W.H, and there's an amazing Trump garbage montage.
Whoa, the Cheeto Man.
Also, watch the Mushroom episode. It is art.
I'm starving still.
And I also hate Trump.
Fuck you, Trump.
All right. So that concludes our very first podcast. Things will be more structured when we have like more things to talk about.
Right.
An actual
this
topic.
Was just the first one.
It was just an introduction to us, but also, not an introduction of us, but also to us as being some people who make a podcast and stuff to see how the ropes work. Obviously, we're really good at going on tangents, which I think is a really good thing, honestly, because then it's more genuine conversation, so I love that. So whatever topics we have during the day, it's going to go off on a tangent, but at least we covered whatever. I'm sure you get the gist of who we are as people now and what our personalities are like just by listening to us, or even just like if you're watching it instead of listening to it, looking at our mannerisms and whatever. We're going to do this every Witchy Wednesday. So, which is which?
I feel like that should be the intro song.
Which is which? Someone do a remix of that. I put a spell on you. Put a beat. Boop, boop, boop. Anyway, yeah. So catch us next Wednesday. We'll do this. We'll come out with it every Wednesday. Hopefully afternoonish. As long as it's on a Wednesday, I think that counts. In between midnight to midnight. So, witchy hour. But yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you related, and if you hate us, don't watch us. Like, I literally don't care. If you love us, keep watching us. Catch us next week, and see you then.